Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft World War I vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Halberstadt CL.II. The Halberstadt CL.II was a German two-seat escort fighter / counterattack aircraft of World War I. It served in large numbers with the German Luftstreitkräfte Imperial German Army Air Service in 1917 through 1918. The aircraft was designed to basically perform escorting duties for reconnaissance aircraft, and was also modified into the role of being a ground attack aircraft. This aircraft also had the capability of actually carrying a radio, wireless radio, which is kind of interesting, and that could be easily installed into the observer's cockpit with a generator that would supply current for the heated flight suits, and could be easily installed. So pretty interesting that this also had radio capabilities, like standard kind of World War I aircraft. It was equipped with two 7.92mm machine guns in the nose, and then one that was mounted as a rear gunner in the back. So overall, pretty interesting little aircraft here, and our good addition to our World War I German aircraft. So pretty cool stuff, and really interesting aircraft. Kind of a small little thing. Couldn't really believe how small it was when I was looking at the dimensions. I'm like, yeah, it's correct. So kind of weird on that front. But let's go and kind of take a look here at the aircraft itself, see what we got going on here. So obviously we have the front up here, the engine and the prop. Nothing too crazy there. As you work your way back, we have the landing gear and the wings. This is a biplane. And then we get back to the cockpit section here. So we have our pilot, which would be seated in this really cramped position there. And then we also have the observer or the tail gunner position directly behind him. So I think a pretty cool little aircraft here. Definitely will make a nice addition to your World War I maps and all that stuff. Maybe escorting, bombers or larger aircraft or stuff like that, or even just performing some fighter bomber type of roles and stuff like that. I think the main armament they used for the bomb version was actually grenades, which they would just drop from the plane. World War I was a wild time, to say the very least. Anyways, let's go and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, going ahead and move into our first layer. We'll be going ahead and starting with layer 3. Now we're starting with layer 3 because it gives us a better basis of the aircraft to build off of, and layers 1 and 2 basically are going to completely deal with the landing gear, so it's just easier to start at this point. One thing also to mention is that if you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way I like to structure these tutorials is I like to do half on camera, half off. What this means is we'll be building the center line of the fuselage and then building the entire right side of the aircraft, and it'll be up to you guys to copy the right side over to the left side. This aircraft is basically completely symmetrical, so whatever we do on one side will be done on the air side unless I say otherwise. But yeah, let's go ahead and kind of dive into it. So to begin with, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a stone top slab. We're going to then place down a jungle stair back from the slab, and then we're going to go ahead and place down a row of jungle planks. That's going to go back a total of 7 back from that stair right there. We then want to go ahead and place down 2 jungle top slabs, and then a upside down polished andesite stair here on the back. Coming off that upside down stair, we're going to place down 2 jungle trapdoors coming off the back of the stair like so. Once that's done, going back up here to the front, we're going to place down a skeleton skull to the side of this stair here, and then going back from it, we're going to place down a jungle top slab, a jungle upside down stair, and then 1 and 2 jungle full blocks. We're going to go ahead and place down 2 granite walls, and then going back here to the tail, coming off the side of the polished andesite stair, and place down a jungle trapdoor, and then 1 and 2 back, and then we're going to go to these last 2 jungle trapdoors here, and we're going to place down 2 more like that on the end there. Once that's all complete, we're going to go then take our dark oak wood trapdoors. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, so basically 3 rows of 2 there. We're going to then take our daylight detectors, and we're going to place down 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, so a row of 3. And we're going to then change those, or make sure the trapdoors do close if they do get opened up by the trapdoors. After that's done, we want to go then place down a dark oak wood stair, come off the side of this daylight detector here to both sides. We're going to then take our dark oak wood slabs. We're going to place down 2 rows of 2, so 1, 2, 1, 2, and we want to go ahead and place down a zombie head coming off the side of this slab here, and then a dark oak wood slab back from it, just like that. And once you have that all done there, that's what it's going to basically look like here for layer number 3 for the build. And here's a good aerial view. Take what we did on the right side here, flip it over to the left side, and you'll have basically this for this layer. Anyways, that right there is it for layer number 3, and with that, let's move into layers 1 and 2. Alright guys, go ahead and move it into layers 1 and 2. For layers 1 and 2 to go ahead and get started here, we're going to be going ahead and start off by going ahead and going at the bottom of this acacia wood stair here, and place down an acacia wood fence post on both sides. We're going to go then skip a space back, go to this plank here, and place down an acacia wood, or not acacia wood, sorry, jungle wood on both sides. Again, you can tell I don't really build jungle wood too often, but I can't even remember what it's actually called. But yeah, anyways, from this point here, we're going to go to the bottom of these jungle fence post, and we're going to place down a row of 3 of end rods across the bottom there. We're going to then place down a black stone wall to both sides of those end rods, and we're going to then place down one additional black stone wall on both sides, and on top of those 2 walls facing toward each other, we're going to place down skeleton skulls just like this. And this right here is going to basically make our landing gear. Now with that all complete, we're going to then take our jungle wood trapdoors, and we're going to place down a trapdoor right here between these fence posts. We're going to then take our dark oak wood slabs, or dark oak wood trapdoors, we're going to place down a row of 3 across the bottom here, and then 1 in between those 2 fence posts like so. Then going out to the side, wherever we can place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, on the bottom of those trapdoors we're going to, and we're also going to place down 2 trapdoors on the bottom of these first 2 daylight detectors. So it's like that for the side there. And then going over here, we're going to do the same thing. So right here, we can put them right there on those 2 rows, and then this row right here on the bottom of those daylight detectors, and have the trapdoors closed like so. And once that's all complete there, that is going to basically wrap it up there for layers 1 and 2. So pretty simple stuff there, and the landing gear is now on the aircraft. Let's move on to layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, what we're going to do is we're going to go and place down a anvil on top of the stone slab, a second anvil back, and then a third one back, so you have a row of 3 here. We're going to then place down a stone slab, come off this anvil here toward the front, and then come off this stone slab, we're going to go up to the side here, a jungle top slab, and then a jungle slab, and then going down this way, a top slab, and a slab, like so. So this right here is going to basically make our prop there for the front of the aircraft. After that's done, going ahead and going back from those 3 anvils, we're going to place down a smoker, which is going to be facing this direction like so, followed by a cut sandstone slab, which will be for the pilot seat, and then a jungle wood trapdoor coming off that slab like so. This spot right here, or coming off this trapdoor, we're going to place down a granite wall, so just like that. And we're going to then place down 1, 2, 3, and 4 jungle planks going back, and then 2 green terracotta blocks here on the back with a jungle trapdoor there on the last one on the very tip there. Going back up to the front and working our way out to the sides, we're going to place down a skeleton skull to the side of this anvil, 1 and 2 granite walls back from it, and then we're going to take our jungle planks and place down 1 and 2 planks, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 granite walls, and then 1, 2, and 3 skeleton skulls back. And actually we'll place down 1 skeleton skull, and we'll actually use zombie heads here instead. We'll place down 2 zombie heads here next to the green terracotta on both sides, so we'll make that quick little change there. And then after that's done, we want to go and then go to the 2 trapdoors on the end here, and we're going to place down a lever here on both sides, aim toward each other like so. And with that all done, we want to go and then grab a dark oak wood fence gate. We're going to place down a fence gate here, coming off this plank and opened up toward it. And we want to go and then take a dark oak wood fence post and place it down on top of the stair here, followed by a placeholder block on top of the stair, and then a zombie head coming off it toward the front there. Once we have that all done, we're going to then take our barrier blocks. We're going to place down a row 2 of barrier blocks coming off these this fence gate right here, and we're going to place down stone buttons on both sides of those barrier blocks. We then want to go ahead and go basically back from it, or we're going to skip a space from it, go to this stair right here, actually, yeah, the stair right here. We're going to go and place down the barrier block on top of it, and then we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2 over. And on the sides of these 2 barrier blocks, we're going to place down stone buttons. We then want to go ahead and go on this side here and come off this fence post. We're going to place down 2 barrier blocks to the side here and 2 stone buttons coming off those barrier blocks on the side. So looking at it, we should have something that looks like this here for our buttons, and with our barrier blocks activated, we should have a design that looks like this here for our barrier blocks and their placement. With that all complete there, that is going to finish off what we have there for layer number 4. And with that, let's move into layer number 5. Alright guys, so before we go ahead and move into our next layer, I want to go and real quickly make a addition to the previous layer. Now what this is we're going to be going ahead and placing our little insignia here on the side, and also talking about placing a number here, or a letter to kind of designate squadron or something like that this aircraft belongs to. So very simply, to make our one banner here, a brown banner, we'll be going ahead and going into our loom, where you need black dye, 2 white dye, 2 brown dye, and actually sorry, we're going to need 3 brown dye for this, but it's super simple. We're going to go into our loom, we're going to place our brown banner and our white dye. We're going to do a line down the center here of white dye, and then a line across the center, like that. We're going to then place down black dye, center, making a cross like so. And we're going to take our brown dye again, and we want to go ahead and do a line across the top here, a brown dye, a line across the bottom, and then we're going to go and then do the border that goes all the way around the banner like so. And this is going to create a little cross design like so. Now this right here on the aircraft is going to be placed on this granite wall right here. So right, our second one back from that plank. So if we look over here at this side, this granite wall right here. Now you can also place down a letter or a banner here coming off this wall, and this right here will represent the aircraft's squadron number or unit within a squadron, something like that, some kind of designator. This is a optional thing, but also you can kind of look up tutorials and make different numbers and different banners for the different aircraft flying in a group or something like that, whatever you plan on doing there. As you can see, I used 3, but you really don't have to use this layer. You can use whatever you really want. That's just for example there. Anyways, with that covered, we can go ahead and now move into our next layer. Alright guys, going ahead and move into our next layer, we moved into layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a polished blackstone slab on top of this anvil, a acacia wood fence gate going back from the slab and opened up toward the rear of the plane. We're going to place down a dark oak sign on both sides of this fence gate. We're going to then place down another polished blackstone slab coming off the fence gate, followed by a stone slab. Going out to the sides here, we're going to place down a skeleton skull at a slight angle like this coming on top of this granite wall, and then there's a skeleton skull right there on top of that plank there. We're going to go and then place down a jungle trapdoor on this section here, and then on top of this trapdoor here in the center, we're going to place down a jungle wood fence gate, and then to the side of it, we're going to place down a jungle wood sign. We're going to place down another jungle wood fence gate on top of this wall right here, and we're going to have that fence gate opened up toward the rear of the aircraft. With that done, we're going to go and then place down a daylight detector coming off this fence gate to the side here, and then a jungle trapdoor to the side. In the middle here, we're going to place down 2 daylight detectors going back, and then a jungle wood trapdoor on top of this block right here. After that's all done, we want to go and then skip a space, and then on top of our 2 green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down 2 more, and then a mossy cobblestone wall here on the very end, just like that. Once that goes down, or once that's done, we're going to then place down a dark oak fence gate coming off this skeleton skull here, and this trapdoor right here as well. We're going to open up the fence gate here toward the back, so this back one here toward the back, and then this front one here toward the front. Once we have that done, we're going to then take our barrier blocks. We're going to place down 1 and 2 barrier blocks coming off this second fence gate here, and we're going to place down 2 stone buttons here on both sides of those blocks. Once we have that done, we're going to move out to the side here. We're going to place down 2 barrier blocks on top of those ones, and then 2 stone buttons there on the side. After that, we're going to then go to the other side here. Or on top of these barrier blocks here, we're going to place down 2 barrier blocks as well, and then 2 stone buttons. Now, after we get done with this, we're going to then take our dark oak wood fence post. We're going to place it on top of the zombie head, and also a fence post on top of this one right here on the back. We then also want to go ahead and go to this middle space here. Come off these barrier blocks, we're going to place down 1 and 2, go into the center there, and we're going to then place down 2 stone buttons on the bottom of those blocks. So basically, stone button wise, it's going to look like this here for our cabling that runs between the supports here for the wing, and then with our barrier blocks shown, it will look something just like this. So pretty simple design there, nothing too crazy there. And that right there is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 5 for the build. And with that, let's go ahead and move into layer number 6. Alright guys, go ahead and move into layers 7 and 8 actually. So for these layers, these are your verify layers to go ahead and complete the build. To go ahead and get started here, what we're going to do is we're going to be going ahead and placing down a acacia wood fence post on top of this acacia wood fence gate. We then want to place down a dark oak wood slab that's going to go on top of this stone slab here. And then we're going to place down a zombie head coming off it toward the rear. To the sides here, we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood slabs, like so. And we're going to go and repeat this row, a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So where we have 1 done, we're going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 out to the side there. Once we get to this point, we're going to place down a dark oak wood slab here, a polished blackstone slab, and then a dark oak wood slab. We're going to then do a row of 3 of polished blackstone slabs, followed by a dark oak wood slab, polished blackstone slab, and a dark oak wood slab again. And then we're going to place down one more dark oak wood slab, come off this one here to the side, with a zombie head come off the side of this polished blackstone slab, just like that. And after that's done, we want to go then simply take green zombie heads, place down 1, 2, 3, 4 on the side there, and that right there is going to basically do it for your wings. Moving back to the machine gun, on top of this acacia wood, this jungle wood fence gate, we're going to place down a polished blackstone slab. Ugh, can't speak. On top of this, a wither skeleton skull coming off toward the rear here, and then a wither skeleton skull coming off to the right side of the gun, since it's facing back, right side this way. On the other side here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood sign on the side of the slab, an item frame, and a black bed in the item frame with the pillow rotated facing toward the front like so. And that right there is going to be our machine gun, and also coming off the polished blackstone slab back, we're going to place down a end rod. Moving to the tail here, or the vertical stabilizer, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall on top of this green terracotta block. We're going to then place down a green terracotta block, a mossy cobblestone wall, and then just a dark oak wood slab on top. Alright guys, so the final thing we need to do here is to go ahead and make this banner here on the back. We're going to be going ahead and doing the same thing we did for this one, just this time with a green banner. So we're going to go into our loom here, we're going to go and place down our green banner. We're going to do our white dye lines, so line down the center here, and line across the center. We're going to place down a black dye piece, do the cross over this space like so. Our green dye, top, bottom, and then the border around. So again, same thing we did for the brown one, just this time with a green banner. And this right here is going to go ahead and go on this green terracotta block here to both sides like that for the tail. And with that all complete there, that is going to complete my design here for the Halberstadt CL.II escort fighter / ground attack aircraft. Hope you guys do enjoy this aircraft and are able to put it to good use. If you do end up using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This can be a thing from a silent build, link to my channel or this video if this does appear on social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for a project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Gary204, and I'll see you guys next time.